Hello my YouTube friends! You clicked this video so you no doubt want to learn how to live stream with OBS. But if you watched anything else about OBS before this, you may have been bombarded with so much stuff that you're worried OBS is too advanced or complicated to be able to pick up easily. Well, don't worry, you found the right video now. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to get started streaming to YouTube or Twitch without all the BS that you don't need to know to start live streaming now. I'm gonna make it really easy for you, so you know what? Let's get to it! First things first, let me help you get OBS installed in case you don't already have it on your machine. It's totally free and open source. There are links in the description down below so you can download it and follow along. That is the best way to learn. All right, so here we are at the obsproject.com. There is a link in the description down below, and you can see there's a Windows version, a Mac version, and a Linux version. You're just going to click on the one that's appropriate for your system. In my case, Windows. You can see it automatically pops up here and is downloading, and that's all you need to do for that. Then you just go into your downloads folder and double click on your Windows installer. You're going to get an administrative prompt that you can't see on the screen, but you just click yes. And then all you really need to do is click next through this entire process and finish at the end, and it will be installed on your system and put a little link on your desktop, just like this one right here. And then all you have to do is double click this icon on your desktop to open it up. Now we have it loaded up. Let's get it set up to stream to Twitch or YouTube. Now, when you first start up, you're gonna automatically get the configuration wizard that's gonna pop up. But if it doesn't, it's really easy to go ahead and start a new profile. So once you do, you just click the show auto configuration wizard and it's gonna go in there. We can name this profile and we're just gonna call this the basics. All right, and we're gonna click OK, and we're gonna optimize for streaming. Recording is secondary. Optimize for recording. I will not be streaming, or I will be using the virtual camera. So we're gonna be optimizing for streaming. We're gonna click next. Now we wanna have our base canvas resolution set to what we want. Generally speaking, it's gonna be 1920 by 1080. And then you can select what frames per second you wanna use, 30, 60, whatever. I'm going to select 30, that's what I use, but if you are doing games or something that has fast moving action, you may want to select 60. Once you select your frames per second, you just click next, and then you can set up your streaming service. So this pretty much depends on where you want to stream, whether it's YouTube or Twitch. We're going to go ahead and select Twitch for this, and we can connect our Twitch account. You can see we're going to come right up here to our login for Twitch, and you just log into Twitch like you normally would. And then you just click log in, and you have to verify your code, which they send you in an email, and authorize, and there you go. Prefer hardware encoding, so if you have NVIDIA or something like that on your system, it's going to select that. And we're going to estimate the bit rate with the bandwidth test, and we're going to go ahead and test enhanced broadcasting as well, and click next. Now it's going to perform a test that can take a little bit of time. You just want to let it go through the test so that it gets all of your settings all set up properly. And here it tells you all of the settings that it's set up. So it's set up for multi-track video. The video bit rate is automatic. The stream encoder is automatic. All this stuff is already done for you. The recording encoder, it selects the best choice, my NVIC H.264. High quality, medium sized files. That's the recording quality, which we don't care about anyways. We've got our base canvas resolution, our output scaled resolution. You just want to make sure those are identical. They always should be. And your frames per second, we could click apply settings, and we are literally ready to go. It puts our little stream chat in here, which we can dock if we like. And boom, now we've got our chat in here. It puts our stream information in here, so we can dock that as well. So now we can just enter a title. We can enter our go live information, select a category, all the stuff that you would normally do on Twitch. Click done, and then we can start streaming. It's as simple as that. But of course, this isn't the kind of screen that's gonna make for a particularly entertaining live stream. There is one more step. Now I want to show you what you need to understand to set up a simple stream so you can click that go live button. But first, I try really hard to create content that I think you're going to enjoy. Sometimes I hit and sometimes I miss, but it's really hard to know for sure. And that's where you can really help me out. If this video is informative and helpful, give it a thumbs up. And if it's just not your cup of tea, do me a favor and give it a thumbs down. It's perfectly fine. If everyone watching this video right now gives it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I'm definitely going to know whether this is the kind of content you want to see. So thumbs up, thumbs down right now. Let's get back to the video. All right, let me show you how to set up a simple stream. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of a walk around on what everything does here. You've got your file menu and edit and docs and all that stuff up here. Profile is the actual information that's in settings. That was all done with the wizard. The scene collection button allows you to create new scene collections. These are basically like different scenes you can create for any live streams you want to do if you want to do more than one that look different. And really that's all you need to worry about up there, other than help where you can get log files and crash files. But since you haven't put anything on here other than the basics, it's not going to crash. You're totally fine. This is your preview window right here, and you have any sources selected might have different functions that will show up right here. Over here you have your scenes. Scenes are basically exactly what you would expect a scene to be. We can have one scene that just has our camera in it. We can have a second scene that has a game with our camera in it, and a third scene that just has a countdown timer in it. And we can switch between those scenes really easily. Sources, just exactly what you would think. Every scene has to be populated with sources like video or cameras, microphones, that sort of stuff. We're going to put that all right in here. It's very simple. Audio mixer is where you can change different aspects of the audio that you have in each of your scenes. Very simple. Scene transitions. When you're going from one scene to another, it's little animations that can play. Right now we just have cut, very simple. And we've got start streaming, start recording, start virtual camera, studio mode, which you don't need to know anything about, but it allows you to build scenes live and then send them over to the live broadcast. Settings, this was already taken care of. Everything was set up with the wizard, so we don't need to learn, know, or understand anything about that. And then, of course, you can exit OBS. And that is what this overlay is all about. You don't need to have this in here, and you don't need to have your stream chat in there, although stream chat is nice if you want to be able to communicate with your viewers. So let's go ahead and add some sources. If we click the plus, you can see there are all kinds of sources here. The top three are audio sources, browser sources. That's how you would add things like alerts and stuff like that. Basically, it takes a web page and puts it over top of your screen. Color source just allows you to add any color to the background or the foreground, whatever you want. Display capture will capture other displays or even your main display and put it right here in the box. Game capture, pretty much exactly what it says. It's going to capture a game and broadcast it right here in your preview window. Glow is actually a plugin. You won't have that. Image. You can add any image that you find right into your live screen, your preview screen right here. You can even put together image slideshows. Media source, this is going to be for video or audio files. So if you wanted to add music to a scene, that would be where you would do that as well. NDI source and output source are plugins you're not going to have. Scene, you can add another scene. And the scene is a little bit more of an advanced option you'll learn about later. Shadow, source clone, source switcher, and stroke will not be things that are on yours. Those are all plugins that are loaded into my system. Text GDI allows you to add text to your live stream. Video capture device is for adding cameras. VLC video source will not be loaded on your system unless you have VLC installed on your system. Waveform visualizer, once again, is another plugin. And then we have window capture. Window capture will allow you to capture the window of any application that you have on your system that's actually up and running. So if you want to put in the window of DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro or Photoshop or Discord or whatever window you want to capture, you can capture that with this. Then you've got some depreciated functions right here. So that sums up all the sources that you're going to be able to add, and they're all very simple. We're just going to add a display capture. So we can change the name right here, but we're just going to go ahead and click OK. And now we just need to select the display that we want to capture. In my case, we'll capture my tiny display right there. We can choose to capture the cursor if we like, and click OK. So if we were going to be doing a tutorial, now we have our screen captured, but you can see that we don't have any audio. So you're going to have a microphone. We can click the plus, and we can go to audio input capture, application audio capture, or audio output capture. And these all do different things. Audio output capture will capture an application's audio. So if you want to capture audio from Discord or something like that, you can click on here and then select the actual application right here. So we could select Discord and basically click OK, and it would add audio from Discord. We don't have any reason to do that for this video, so we're going to click the plus, and we're going to add an audio input capture, which you can see has a little microphone. And we're going to click OK, and we can drop this down and just select the microphone that we want to add. So in this particular case, we're going to add our Camlink Pro Audio 1. And there we go. And you can see we've got our audio input being captured. We can adjust it right here to turn it down, turn it up. You just want to make sure that you're not peaking. Now, if you didn't want to capture a specific application audio, but you wanted to be able to capture your desktop sounds, that is what audio output capture is. When you're live streaming, if you have any audio on your live stream, you're going to want to be wearing headphones because you don't want those playing out of your speakers, but you might want to be able to hear it. So you can add your desktop audio, which would be anything that your computer makes sounds with, and add your headphones. And so now anything that plays on our desktop is going to be the audio output capture. Now we can modify these by right-clicking, going to Advanced Audio Properties, and right here it's going to talk about the monitoring. So in your headphones, you can turn monitoring off so that you don't hear your own voice. So our audio input capture with our microphone, we definitely don't want to be listening to that because it will be like an echo. It's pretty annoying. However, if you did want to just listen to it for a moment so that you can see that it sounds good, you can switch this to monitor only, which means it won't go out to the live broadcast and listen to it. Or you can monitor and output, which means you'll be able to hear it and it will go to the live audience. So that's what the three things do. In the case of audio capture for the desktop or something like that, they would be audio sounds you would want your audience to hear. If you don't want to hear it, you just leave the monitor off. If you do want to hear it, you're going to go here and you're going to set it to monitor and output your desktop audio. Let's create another scene, and you can name your scenes here. So let's call this camera and click OK. And you can see we've got a nice camera right there. So we've got our scene and our camera. And so what we're going to do is click the plus, and we're going to go to our video capture device, and we can just call this camera. And I do recommend that you name your stuff, but we've got it automatically selects the camera that I always use, but you can drop this down and select any camera that you want. We can pretty much say that that's good. You don't have to mess around with any of these settings. We're going to keep it super simple. The only setting that I mess around with is I'm going to go ahead and check use custom audio device, and here I'm going to select the audio device that is my microphone. So in this case we're going to use Camlink Pro Audio and click OK, and there you go. So you see that when you add your camera, it automatically adds your audio, except for on Mac where it seems like you can only add your camera and then you have to add your audio separate. So keep that in mind. You're just going to use the same process that we used on this scene right here to add your microphone after you put your camera on there. So that's pretty much all you need to know. Let's say maybe we wanted to add a video in here as well. We can click the plus. We can go to media sources, which is videos. We probably want to name it so we know what it is, but for the purposes of this tutorial, we're just going to go ahead and browse, and all we have to do is select a video and click open. And if we want that video to loop, we can select loop. In this case, we don't need to, and there's nothing else we really need to know here at the moment. We just click OK, and there we go. Our video comes up. Now we can grab it and resize it like that. Put it anywhere we want. And we can talk about the video in our video. Now you can see right here when we have media source selected, we get all these controls. So we can pause the video, we can play the video, and we can even use the scrubber to move the timeline of the video anywhere we want. Obviously, we're getting video audio automatically with the media source, so we can adjust that down if we want to be able to talk over it or whatever we want to do. Now you should definitely know that the order of things in your sources does matter. If I move my media source, which is the video, down, you can see it disappears. It works just like Photoshop. So the layers, the top layer is all the way in the front and the bottom layer is all the way in the back. So we've got to make sure our media source is in front of our camera in order to be able to see it. And the same thing works here. Now, obviously, we don't have any second video source or anything like that, so our audio, it doesn't really matter where it goes. You're going to be able to hear it whether it's here or whether it's down here. But if you add any other video source, like let's say we wanted to add the camera in here, we can click the plus and we can go to our video capture device, and you can see my camera's already here. So we can just click on Add Existing, select the camera, click OK, and then we can modify this or shrink it up and place it wherever we want. And then now the order does matter, because if we move our camera below our display capture, you can't see it. So that does matter, and there you go. So there's one other thing that I want to show you. When we switch between scenes, we're just getting a cut. But we can change that up by dropping this down, and we can select a fade or even a stinger. So a fade is going to go from this to the next scene, a little bit of a fade like that. And we can lengthen that fade out by putting more seconds in here. It's 300 milliseconds. Let's go to 900 milliseconds, and you'll see it fades slowly from one to the other. We can also use a whole bunch of built-in transitions that you can kind of build on your own. We go right here to LumaWipe, and we can just click OK, and we can select from a whole bunch of different transitions. So box bottom left, and so we can select any of them and go to preview, and you can see how they work. And there are so many in here you can mess with. I absolutely love it. So let's go with the spiral, and we can preview that. You see what that looks like. We can click OK. And so now we have a spiral scene transition when we go from one to the next. We can slow it down by adding more seconds right here. So let's go with 500 and click OK. Now it's going to go a little bit slower. Those are the basics. All you have to do now is click the Go Live button. You understand what scenes will do and how to switch. You understand what sources you can put in there, how to set them up, and how to mess with your audio so you can either hear it or not hear it, depending upon whether you want to hear it. And really, that's all you need to know. Those are the simple basics. You're going to be able to explore and have fun and set up great stuff right out of the box. See, I told you it wasn't that hard. Is there something I left out that you think you need to know? Let me know about it in the comments. And if your first live stream experience happens after watching this video, leave a comment and tell me all about it. I really want to hear. The thing is, now you know how to set up the simple stuff in OBS so that you can easily live stream. In a few months of streaming, you're going to be familiar with the software basics enough to get a little bit deeper into it. And once you want to go further, you're going to find all kinds of awesome tutorials right here that can help you out. A good place to start is with adding alerts or plugins to enhance your viewer's experience. So here's videos on each of those topics to get you started. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks to help make you a better live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.